Hello YouTube, this is the Bucket coming at you today with the SCCY CPX-1 in 9mm. This is a polymer framed firearm, striker fired. It is a double action only, or DAO. This gun is made by the SCCY company, spelled SCCY. This gun comes in weighing at 15 ounces unloaded. It's 5.7 inches in the length. The barrel is 3.1 inches. It is 1 inch in width. That is with the ambidextrous safeties. It is 4 inches in length. That is without the finger grip magazine. To give you a little bit of history about this gun, the SCCY company was founded by Joe Roebuck. Now, Joe Roebuck was not a gun manufacturer. He's a tool and die maker and an engineer. And he saw a need for inexpensive firearms, and he was not a firearm manufacturer, and he decided that he thought his expertise as an engineer and a tool and die manufacturer would actually give him some insights in producing firearms in a different way. When you design a firearm, and when you're a firearm designer, his thought process was, you hold on to the way things have always been done, or the way that the traditional gun manufacturers have always done things. And he thought, if I go at this going, what are the mechanics that I need for a firearm, and what is the best way to produce them as an engineer and as a manufacturer, I can produce a quality firearm less expensive than anybody else. And this is what he came up with. Now, this is a compact firearm. It's designed for conceal and carry. It's got a stainless steel slide with a stainless steel barrel, like I said before, polymer frame. It's got a drop-free magazine. The CPX-1 has this manual safety, and you guys that support the Bucket shall not be infringed. No, I don't particularly like these, and that's why with the CPX-2 they omitted this. And all the CPXs were made in 9mm until they came out with the CPX-3, and that is made in 380. And he started producing these firearms, and I had a buddy of mine on the security team at my church. His name was Abe, and he had one of these guns, and he shot really, really well with it. I am not a big fan of double action triggers. I've never had a lot of success with them, and I always kind of decided to steer away from the SCCY. But as I've done some of my videos, the good, the bad, and the ugly, some of the other Taurus videos, people kept bringing up, I wish you would have talked about the SCCY. So I had an opportunity to pick this up used, and I'm really glad I did, because I think this is an interesting firearm. So we'll talk about the fact that it's double action only. I will tell you that the trigger pull is long, but it doesn't stack. It is relatively heavy. That is the safety for most people with a double action trigger. And of course, with a double action only, when you reset the striker, you have to release it all the way. You'll hear it. It's tactile and it's auditory. And then you start over from scratch again. Now, while a lot of people like double action triggers, a lot of the people that carry appendix like the idea that when you're holstering your firearm, you could put your thumb on the exposed hammer. It's hooded, but if you hold on to it and it gets caught, you can actually push your thumb down and prevent the gun from discharging, and preventing yourself from an accidental discharge and shooting yourself in the thigh, in any of your guy bits or female bits for that matter. And a lot of people like that because they feel that that is going to keep them safe. I will tell you that this texturing, you can kind of see it up here, is rather light. I don't have sweaty palms, so that's never been a concern to me. But for some of you that really like an aggressive texture, there isn't a very aggressive texture in the back, in the sides, or in the front. There's none in the front. It does have the finger grips. It does have a little bit of an undercut down here. I also do not particularly have a problem with finger grips, but I know a lot of you people on the channel don't like those finger grips, but that doesn't bother me. And I don't think that this is, I've actually seen that some grips are more too aggressive, and actually, because I carry without an undershirt, a finer grip is sometimes better for me. I will tell you that the ergonomics of this gun, I feel like it feels like it's a little wide in the grip this way. It doesn't fit great in my hand. Now, that's just first impressions. There's been lots of guns I didn't like the way it felt when I got it in my hand, but then when I got it to the range, it shot great. And that's why I always try to get the guns to the range to give you the first impressions and also how it actually operates. So I'm excited to get this to the range. The 3-dot sight picture seems to be very nice. It points very, very nicely. I seem to get it up into alignment with the sights very, very easily. I do like the fact that the mag does drop free. As far as disassembly goes, it does require a tool. Now, some of you guys that have really sturdy nails might be able to get this pin out without a tool. I can't. I have thin nails. Again, my chamber's empty. So I just take a little screwdriver, I go down in here, and I just pop it out. It comes out relatively easy. Then it just pulls right out. That barrel will drop in. I always find that kind of funny, but doesn't do any. That isn't a problem. It does have a captive recoil spring. I do like that. It's pretty obvious what end goes where. The barrel will come out. It's kind of a standard link system that you'll see in most firearms now. Seems to have a pretty nice feed ramp. It looks to be manufactured well. When we look on the inside of the slide, we have a tendency to think cheap pistols are cheap for a reason, that they're just not made well. As I look through this, it looks like it was manufactured very high quality. This gun was carried by the previous owner, and you couldn't tell per se by the wear. So it's not like some of those guns, some of the older tortoises, they were kind of notorious for the finish being kind of a light finish. Now, the first time I ever tried to assemble this, you know, I ran into this deal. I found that if I just push down the barrel, I'll show you guys again. So I push down right here. So if when you're reassembling this pistol, you find yourself it not wanting to go in, just push down a little bit, and I find that helps out a lot. It sometimes then will lock, so I just push up on the recoil spring, and once you get it to about here, you'll find that you'll be able to lock it back very, very easily. Now, this barrel can dance around, so you will want to line it up. You can see as I move back and forth, this is blocked, this is open. Once it's open, you can just go ahead and re-put that pin in, wiggle it in, and you will hear an auditory click when you get it done. Then you want to do your safety checks, making sure that everything's operating correctly, and it is. The slide will drop without you having to drop the magazine or pull the slide back. I do like that feature. These do come in, I think, 13 or 14 colors. I'll post a picture of those. This is not a really, really bold color. I've seen some in neon green. I've seen some in pink. I prefer the classic black, but this is the color that they had used, so this is the one I got. A lot of people like to be able to customize that, so that's another option that you do get with this. So I'm really excited to get this to the range and seeing how this puppy runs. So I do want to thank everybody with the Bucket Shall Not Be Infringed for all the support that you guys have given me. Likes are appreciated. Comments are always nice. If you know somebody's thinking about buying an inexpensive firearm, please share this video with them. And you stay classy, YouTube. Little middle baby Bucket, do you want to live in California?
No!
Why?
Because I'm not a communist.